Today is a really big day. We are going to let you know all about our Alaska group cruise for 2026. We've got exciting news on some cruises out by Holland America, including some Eclipse cruises that they are doing for 2026. I'm going to tell you all about our day in Juneau, along with some really helpful information if you are going to be going on a cruise to Alaska and calling at the port of Juneau this year or even next year. These are just some really basic helpful items, as well as show you the scenery there. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. We're here in our cabin on the beautiful Discovery Princess. We're on an Alaska cruise right now, round trip out of Seattle, and today we are in the port of Skagway. So I've decided that we're going to just tell you about the day that we just had on the following day so that we can tell you about everything from start to finish. I do want to give you a reminder though that today is July 30th. Tomorrow, July 31st, is the last day that you can book the Antarctica cruises, the Princess ones. We've got our group going on January 25th of 2026. It's a 17-day voyage. It ends on February 11th of 2026. It's round trip from Buenos Aires, but the really big deal about booking, making sure you do that by July 31st. You can absolutely do it after July 31st, but if you do it by July 31st, then you get to have that amazing onboard credit. To give you an idea of what that looks like, if you want to book, for example, a balcony or a mini suite, you get $1,800 of onboard credit from Princess. So that's $900 each. You can apply it to whatever you want to apply it to. We're going to apply ours to our excursions, so it's available to use when you book excursions. So just wanted to put that out there as a friendly reminder. Now for Alaska 2026, the Star Princess, their newest ship that will come online, it's supposed to come out in October of 2025, is going to be sailing in Alaska. To me, this is a really big deal and a very fun opportunity. And so what we've decided to do is go on that June 21st sailing. It includes the summer solstice. Gordon was really excited about that when we were looking at dates and making sure things would work with our family, and a good time to go. And I think that June is a wonderful time. We entertain the idea of May, but sometimes, you know, weather is always iffy. This is the chilliest, I would say the chilliest July Alaskan cruise that we've ever had before, and this is our third time going in July. Not complaining at all. We're having a fantastic time, but the weather is just iffy. So I'm really hoping that June will be perfect and that everyone will be able to come who would like to come. So it's a 7-day cruise, round trip out of Seattle, and I booked Gordon and I already, so I'm going to let you know what the pricing looks like for a balcony cabin, and then I thought I would tell you really quickly the itinerary. So of course we sail from Seattle on June 21st at 3 p.m. The next day is at sea. The following day we are in Ketchikan, Alaska. I really like the hours that we're there. We're there from 6:30 in the morning and clear until 3 in the afternoon. The next day we are cruising the Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier. That area, it's scenic cruising. It's from 5 a.m. in the morning until 9 a.m. in the morning. Seems like these glacier cruising things are often really early, but you get up early and have a wonderful time. And if you're really tired, you can just have a nap in the afternoon. So it's kind of like a sea day, except for you get to have the opportunity to see the glacier and everything. You know, it's part of the day, the voyage, to see the glacier, to see everything there, and then as you carry on with the rest of the day. It's a really special day. Then the day after that, we are in Juneau. That's on the Wednesday, and we get there at 12:30 in the afternoon and leave at 9 p.m. in the evening. The following day is Skagway. We're there from 6 a.m. in the morning until 5 p.m. in the evening. The following day is a sea day. The day after that is the day that we stop in Victoria. We get there at 7 p.m. and we leave at 11:59 p.m. So basically midnight. Then the following morning we are back to Seattle. I really am not surprised that they chose such a quintessential Alaska itinerary for the Star Princess. I am really excited. Someone mentioned that they didn't know if she was too big to go into Glacier Bay. I asked about that. I asked around, and nope, that's not it at all. This is just the itinerary that they have chosen for the Star Princess, and I think it's a great one. So if you would like to come, please send me an email at letsgotraveltips@gmail.com, and I will be delighted if you know what cabin you want and you know who is going. Give me your Princess Captain Circle numbers, the cabin that you want, and I'll book it and call you for the deposit. If you want to come and we need to talk over your cabin, let me know that as well, and give me your phone number so that I can call you. And but anyway, we'll just go from there. Let me give you an idea on the pricing. It's really similar to how much Gordon and I paid for our Alaska cruise this year. Extraordinarily similar. So like I said, we booked a balcony cabin, and we booked mid-aft. The mid-aft was the least expensive out of the balcony, so we went ahead and did that. This does not include the Plus package. And so the basic cruise fare plus the taxes, fees, and port expenses, which is a lump number now, is $5,538. If you want the transfers, which will run you from the Seattle airport to the ship, and then from the ship back to SeaTac again on the morning that the cruise ends, that is $118 a person. So if there are two of you going, it's $236. But however many of you are going, it's $118 each. Now the insurance, if this would be the platinum insurance, if you happen to be your loyalty level with Princess, that you get to have the standard and pay the platinum, it's $468.72. And so if we were to include the insurance, which Gordon and I don't do because we have an annual policy, and then the transfers, it would be $6,242.77. So that gives you an idea of what we're looking at. If you do want the Plus package, it's an extra, $60 a day a person. Flat rate there for that. And so that's how much that would be. If you want to send me an email, if you're wondering how much it'll be for a certain cabin, you're welcome to send that to me and I'll send it back to you. Just let me know where you'd like to be on the ship, whether you want, forward, aft, mid-forward, or midship, and let me know if you want the Plus package, the Premier package, or no package. Okay. And the way that I've got it is I do have a lot of, I don't know what the word "a lot" means, but I do have cabins reserved, but they are not particular cabins. And so if you want, you can have whatever cabin is available on the ship. Alrighty. Let me know if you have more questions about that. I am really excited though. I am so excited. Being in Alaska makes me very excited to come again, and it reminds me of how much there is to see here. And every evening we've been having really nice dinner with I guess our Let's Go family members that have chosen to join us for dinner. That's been really nice. This evening we're shaking things up a bit and doing 360, but we're just having just the very best time, and so we'd love to have you join us. We've got a really wonderful group of people here, and on our groups we just give you the option. We let you know what's going on, and you can join us as much as you would like or as little as you would like. Whatever works best for you is great with us, okay? One other thing that I want to tell you really quickly, if you are trying to figure out why you would ever want to do a group cruise rather than going on your own, whether you're a solo traveler or whether you're a couple that likes to go, however you like to do it, let me tell you a couple of things. First of all, you get extra onboard credit if you come with us, and it just gives you the option of associating with people and being part of a group if you would like to. I've noticed that as we've done our groups, there are some people that come to a lot of things with us, and there are some people, usually they don't want to do a lot with us, and my feelings aren't hurt. So I just want you to know that it's a really nice way to travel, and you end up making wonderful memories with the people in the group if you are wanting to participate. If you are a solo traveler, you don't have to eat dinner alone anymore. You can come and join us for dinner. It turns out to be a really sweet experience, and when I get to see the people that have come with us before again, it is just the best feeling, and it makes us all really happy to be together. So just wanted to put that out there and let you know why you maybe want to consider it. Alrighty, like I mentioned, we've got a lot out from Holland America today. In 2026, of course, it's a really big deal. We just did the total Eclipse cruise at the beginning of April, and that was really one of the events of a lifetime. So in 2026, there's going to be another solar eclipse, and Princess has theirs going on the Sky Princess on August 8th of 2026, and we have a group going on that. I still have too many suites too, if anybody else wants to come. I don't know when those are going to be taken away because it is a really full ship at this point. But Holland America is just announcing that they're going to do 3, if you can believe it or not, 3 Eclipse cruises in 2026. And so I thought I would put that on your radar in case you want to do that, and I'm delighted to help you with them. A lot of them are to ports that I've been to before, so I'm really familiar with where you're going to go. And I've been on Holland America a couple of times, and I thoroughly enjoy Holland America. If you offered me you can go on Princess, and I've said this before, or you can go on Holland America, I would choose Princess. I have been on Princess more, and just as an overall cruise experience, I enjoy Princess more. But Holland America is not bad in any way. I would go on Holland America again in a heartbeat. So if you were wondering if you've only been on Princess and you really want to go, but for any reason you will like the itinerary better or whatever, here's some options for you. Okay, first of all, there is the 35-day voyage of the Vikings. That's going to be leaving round trip from Boston, Massachusetts, which is pretty nice. If you don't want to fly to Europe or anything, take those long flights, Boston is your round trip city there. July 18th, 2026 is when that one's going to go. They've got July 25th of 2026, which is a Scandinavian solar eclipse cruise, and that one is going to be sailing round trip from Dover, and then that's 28 days. So these are longer cruises. And then finally they have got a Mediterranean one that is going to depart from Lisbon and end up in Athens, and that one sails on August 9th of 2026. And so that's immediately before that solar eclipse. And like I said, the Princess one is August 8th, and it gives us a couple of days, and then we've got that solar eclipse. So just thought I would put that out there, put those on your radar. And while we are talking about Holland America, I want to tell you about a couple of other itineraries that I think are a big deal. They are going to be running what they're calling inaugural Northern Lights cruises, and they are going to do 2 of those actually in 2026, because 2026 is supposed to be a really active year for the Aurora Borealis is what is being projected. And so those 2 Northern Lights cruises are going to sail October 4th of 2026, and they're 14-day ones. Arctic Journey and Northern Lights is what they're calling them, and then again on October 16th. And so the reason, the thing that really kind of separates just a Norway cruise from a Northern Lights cruise, in a way it's the same thing as how they separate out the Midnight Sun cruises. It's because of the itineraries. And so when you go on the Northern Lights, you're going to spend 5 days above in the Arctic Circle. And then you're going to have the overnight in Alta, Norway, which is really where people go to see the Northern Lights. And so you've got plenty of time to see it. When we were just on our Northern Lights cruise ours was in October of 2023, and we ended up spending, it was at least 5 days in the Arctic Circle. But the evening that we saw the most spectacular Northern Lights, and it truly depends on how the Northern Lights are going and on the weather. The very best evening we had for viewing was in Tromsø, and it was because we went on a dinner cruise that they tracked the Northern Lights. Kind of, you would just call them Northern Lights chasers. So they not only take you on the dinner cruise and feed you traditional Norwegian food, but they really pay attention. And when they leave the dock there, they are tracking which way to go so that they know where they can take you for the greatest probability of seeing the Northern Lights. So these are really exciting. Princess does their Northern Lights cruises as well. I don't think they've been announced for October of 2026 yet, but I'm sure it's just right around the corner, okay? But Holland America has announced theirs if you prefer Holland America. I don't think that one company does, like between Princess and Holland America, one's not better than the other. I really think that you're going to be wanting to look at which overall cruise experience you enjoy the very most. Like I said, neither one of them is bad. It's just a matter of preference, okay? Now, the other one that I wanted to tell you, they are calling, this is kind of a fun title for a cruise. It's their summer solstice, which is kind of, summer solstice and the midnight sun are really similar. Princess calls theirs the midnight sun. So when Gordon and I did our midnight sun cruise in 2018, it actually was over the summer solstice as well. So you get the longest day of the year there in it. It's part of one of the fun things why we're gonna do that with the Alaska cruise. Being this far north, it's going to be light, super late. And so anyway, they're going to do the June 13th, 2026, and it's going to actually, they call it an Arctic Circle crossing and North Cape solstice, and very similar, like I said, to the Princess one, but putting it on your radar out there because there are so many places to go and so many things to see that we need to keep track of them all, and I want to make sure that you know about them. And let me know if you've got any questions. You can send me an email at letsgotraveltips@gmail.com. So I'm really excited about all of that. I'm so excited to see Princess announce theirs as well, and I'll let you know what we find. In 2026, we don't have anything for later in the year. We've got Antarctica in January through, February 11th, and we've got the solstice, summer solstice one. No. Sorry, fix that. And we've got the solar eclipse one on August 8th, like I just told you about. We now have our Alaska cruise on June 21st, but maybe we need something a little bit later. I don't know. It seems like there's, a lot of fun to be had together. So let me tell you a little bit about our day in Juneau. Now, if you missed our live sail into Juneau, you might want to take a look. I told you a lot about how things are going here on the Discovery Princess and answered questions as people had questions. So we sailed in, and it was a cloudy day, which is usually what we get in Juneau. I'm trying to remember, I've had one sunny days, and all the times I've come to Alaska, one time it was sunny in Juneau, and that was in 2022. And believe it or not, it was the last week of June. And so hopefully that'll bode well for our Alaska cruise in 2026. Now, like I said, we sailed in. Our arrival time was 1 p.m. After we finished up our live there, Gordon and I hurried up and disembarked the ship, and a few things that I want to make sure that you know about. First of all, there are several places to dock there as you come into Juneau. All of them are very convenient, really handy to the area where they have shopping and everything for people who come into town. It's all very handy for where they're going to have the buses come and to pick up everyone for excursions. It is also very handy to where there are a lot of tour providers waiting to offer guests who don't have an excursion already booked, whether it's because they couldn't decide or they thought they would save a little bit of money just booking it when you get there. And just like it was before COVID, which makes me really happy, there were a lot of tour providers there waiting to offer everything from whale watching, taking you to the Mendenhall Glacier, taking you anywhere in town you wanted to go, basically. Really, lots of options and lots of tour providers doing that. I saw people buying tours and being taken off on the excursions that they wanted to go on. So that is really exciting to me, because sometimes before you go, you don't know what to expect. I know the first time that Gordon and I went to Alaska, I was like, okay, we're not going to do any excursions. I didn't really understand the whole process, to be quite frank. And then when Juneau was our first port of call, and I got off and I was so excited. I was like, oh, we have to go see the glacier. And so we booked an excursion with one of the just local tour providers, and off we went. Turned out really well. We had a wonderful time. So just putting that out there for you. And so after we saw that area, we went ahead, walked along. I want to make sure that you all know that Tracy King Crab Shack restaurant is not very far down the dock at all. It's just right as you walk into town, and they were really busy, but the line was moving really quickly. So if you want to have some king crab legs or other, they sell other seafood there as well. That's a really good place to do it. And quite frankly, we have eaten there before, and they do have excellent service. They really do move you along, and truly the food is excellent. I can recommend that place without hesitation. A little bit further down, just beyond that, there was another place, and Gordon thought he might like to have some local seafood, and I wasn't really hungry. And so I said, well, you go ahead and eat, and I'm gonna walk down and do a little shopping and just see what there, what there is to see on down. And after half an hour of no one waiting on him, he got up and left and came and joined me. And so if you want good local seafood, I recommend the Tracy's King Crab Leg Shack. There's no leg in that title. And then anyway, as you walk along, there are lots of places to shop. If you have not been to Alaska before, one thing that's going to surprise you is the number of jewelry stores. There are so many jewelry stores. There are a lot of jewelry stores. The only one that I've had any experience with would be the Miners Gems, and that's the only one. But there are a lot to choose from, but I was pleased with my experience at that one. There are lots of places to buy things like, sweatshirts, just all sorts of things. They've got the Red Dog Saloon that is there if you want to get a drink or have something to eat. They sell hamburgers and other things there. That's an option. And so really, if you are not going to go on an excursion, your options are really there. I checked Uber, and when I tried to put in someone to come and get us, to take us somewhere, like, it was never picked up. So I don't know if they were so busy that day that there was no way you were going to get a ride, but I don't really think that that's much of a thing there. They've got a cab company, but nobody answers the phone there, so I think you would be really hard pressed to get a cab as well. I checked that another time, checked it again yesterday, and cabs really, I don't think, are an option there. Another fun thing I thought I would mention to you is, you hear all of these things in the news about, they want to limit how many cruise ships come, and I think, to me, there's merit on both sides, honestly. The tourist season is where a lot of people make their money to last them the whole year, so I understand that completely. I also understand if they have more cruise ships than some people want. I get it. It was interesting, so I just thought I would take it upon myself to ask the people that whose shop I went into, and especially if I bought something, what they thought, because then I had their undivided attention for just a minute. They actually have a sign up in a few places, and I'll put in a thing here for you about that, but it points out how many people's jobs are tied to the number of allowing cruise ships to come on Saturdays. They say that already half of the Saturdays don't have any cruise ships in town, and I think it's a lot of the local people whose income and livelihood is tied to that of course want them to come. And so they were always very nicest people live in Juneau, let me tell you, and they were always very diplomatic, but they're like, you know what, we are really busy here in the summer, and that's the way we need it to survive, and we like it the way it is. And so that's what the shopkeepers told me there in the touristy area, and it is really busy. When we were in port there was the Eurodom and the Koningsdam, both Holland America. There was the Discovery Princess, there was the Norwegian Sun, and there was the Celebrity Edge. So there were 5 ships in port. And the Norwegian Sun was anchored out in the harbor and running tenders, but the Edge, the Discovery Princess, and the Koningsdam and Eurodom were all pulled up to the pier there. So just to give you an idea of what that looked like. And so let me know what kind of questions you have. We just ended up walking around and then heading back to the ship, and it was starting to rain just as we came back, but while we were there it didn't rain, so that was kind of nice. But I just love getting off and walking around. It's so beautiful there. We walked down not only where the shops were, but then we walked over on the side where you can see the water, like the whole marina and everything, and really enjoyed that an awful lot. So it was definitely worth getting off the ship and just walking around and seeing everything. We had an excursion booked, and that was canceled, and then we were going to do the 360 at 5 o'clock, and had that booked for like 2 months. A long time we had that booked, maybe 3 months, quite a while we had that booked. And then they called us on the morning of it and let us know that they weren't going to do it that day. And so we had thought we would need to be back and ready for that at 5, and we didn't, and then there weren't any excursions left that we wanted, and we've been there several times before, so we thought that we would just walk around. That's how we ended up just walking around. I really like to do excursions when I come to Alaska, whether you book them independently or if you book them with the ship. I love to do excursions because there are so many different things to see. And even if you have been whale watching before, or even if you have been to the Mendenhall Glacier before, it's a little bit different every time. Things change, and it's fun to keep your eye on them, and it's fun to experience all the nature and everything that goes with that, because that's what Alaska is, and it's a very special place, and so I like to be out in it. So if you've got more questions about Juneau, pop them in the comments, and I'm happy to answer them. If I've forgotten anything, I'll tell you later. But I really appreciate you being here with me today, and I will be looking forward to seeing you here again tomorrow. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, it's time to subscribe. We'd love to have you with us. And if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up, because it really helps us out. Thanks so much.
As it was a pre-recorded message, there was a plate accidentally. Navigation-wise, we are currently located some 15 miles southeast of Juneau, where we expect to arrive at approximately 1 p.m. Now, you may have noticed that astern of us there is another vessel bound to Juneau. That is the Holland. As we approach the upper entrance, we will continue to experience clear visibility. In fact, the fog just lifted up. And the weather forecast for today is for cloudy skies with a high chance of rain and a high temperature of 55 degrees Fahrenheit or 13 degrees Celsius. Once along the side, and while we are preparing the gangways for you to proceed ashore, I would like to ask you not to congregate on the staircases, as this is a safety hazard. Instead, I would like to encourage you to wait in the comfort of our public lounges. Once the gangways will be ready, the guest services desk will make an announcement for you to proceed ashore. Now, due to noise restriction in Juneau, and due to the late departure, I will not be making any departure announcement. I would like to remind you that tomorrow morning in Skyway, we will be taking you ashore with the ship's water shuttles. For more information regarding the water shuttle operation, please refer to the letter that was distributed